Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully complete our edit portions. Right now it gets perfectly getting all that our mark data and now it's visible, right? So now in this video I want to update this mark. Okay, so after if you want to change that mark and after that if you click as the update, then this mark will be updated in our this table, that is our student marks and that is our mark table. So if you want to do that work, so we have to work in our edit page, that is our entry, that means the entry edit. Now go to our edit page and to the edit page, that is actually our form. So you can see they have also one of the form and there is one of the submit button. So now I want to create one of the route for this form. So that is you can see that is actually our form. So form as a post method, there is action as a route. So mark entry store. So right now do want to change it as a mark entry update. So that will be as an update. Okay. So now we have to create this route. Now go to our web route and with the web route after this better I copy it and then I paste it. So that will be our this route. So right now our route will be as update. So I copy it. So that will be as a mark entry update, and also I want to make it as a mark entry and then update. Okay, and now in our mark controller I want to create one of the method as a mark update. Better I name it as a update. So this type of one of the method I want to create in our mark controller. Now go to our mark controller. So also that will be one of the post method, not the get method. I make it as a post method, right? And now go to our mark controller, into the mark controller. After this I name it as a public and then function, and then our method name will be mark update, and that is one of the post methods. So here also we have to pass that requested data, that means the request and then the $request. Okay, so I simply add both of these. And then this mark update will be just like our store. So in our mark controller I have also stored this data before. You can see that is the same logic we have to apply. So better I copy everything from to this position, that means from our mark store, from our mark controller I copy everything, and now here in particular mark update, in particular that position I paste it. Okay, so that will be the same logic, only we have to add some of the condition, and then I better put some of the note as a and mark. Okay, so that will be as a and marks, and then that is the same student ID. Here also we have to get that as a student count, and everything will be just like that same. Here also it will be restored this data, that means in our student mark with this model. So in particular that area it will be updated, right? So that is our student mark model. So I have already discussed about that things with you. So now only we have to put one of the condition. We have to put that condition in our student mark. So with this model, better I want to add this here. So with this model I want to put that condition. Okay, condition means our where, into the where area our same as our year ID. Okay, year ID will be our requested year ID. That means with this request, and that is our requested year ID, I pass it from to the edit. Okay, I pass it as a year ID. So that will be our this requested year ID. So now I simply with this requested, that will be our this requested year ID. Okay friend, and also the same for the where, another where condition, that will be as a class ID. Okay, class ID will be our requested class ID, request, and then our requested our field name for the class as a class ID. So now I want to apply as a class ID, and then again that another where condition, and this where our database field name. So that is all the database field name actually. The database field name is the assigned subject ID and the exam type ID. So now first of all I added that assigned subject ID will be our request. Okay, requested assigned subject ID, and if you go there mark, and you can see that is our same name as the assigned subject ID. So now I want to pass it also on here, and after that I want to add another where condition. I added another where condition, and that will be our exam type ID. right? So that is our exam type ID. So now I need to use that exam, exam, okay, exam type ID. So exam type ID will be the same as our request or requested, and then the requested exam type ID. That means here that is our exam type ID. So that will be this exam type ID. Okay, and after that I want to make it as a delete. That means with this, first of all, it should be delete our old one, and then it should be restored this data. Okay, so that's all. So I put that as a delete. So that means our delete function, so it's perfectly getting all that data. And then first of all, it will be delete this our old existing data. That means here right now they have the existing data, right? So it will be reject this old existing data, and then it will be restored this data. So after that, so it will be deleted, and then it will be restored this data, and then it will be displayed as a mark, student mark updated successfully. This type of one of the message notification it will be display, and then it will be returned redirect to the back page. Okay, perfect. So friend, that's all we have to do. So that's all we have to do. Now let's check this out. If everything okay, it should be work. It should be deleted our old record, and it will be save our new record. Okay, so if you now click as a save all, and now if you go there, now I click as a refresh. Like right now I select as a year 2000 class 1 class, make it as a health and first terminal exam, click as a search. So right now there is a 40, right? So now I want to make it as a 50, and make it as a 60, and make it as a 70. So this type of one of the mark I want to assign, and now I want to update. So if you want to update as a update, yes, you can see it's now showing as a student marks updated successfully. So now if you go to your database table, and now if you click as a browse, yeah, you can see our mark is now successfully updated, right friend? So everything is great. And also if you now go there, and now if you search again the same data, I want to check it is updated or not. I make it as a health, first terminal, click as a search. Yes, you can see the mark is successfully updated. There is a 50, the 60, and the 70. So I hope friend you can well understand about it, how can edit this portion, and also how can update it. Okay, and before update, as I told you, it will be delete our previous data, and then it will be restored this data again. Okay, and after that is showing that message as the student marks updated successfully, and redirect to the back page with the notification. That means everything is great. Okay, so everything is great, and now it's working perfectly. So now we successfully complete our mark entry. So now here we successfully complete that mark entry and the mark edit option, and also we successfully complete that update portion. So now in our next video, I want to discuss about in our marks management, the another one as a marks grade. Okay, so how can create this mark grade? So that will be one of the interactive things. So how can create that mark grade in our next video? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.